The Outlaw Josey Wales, the legendary film of the Western film genre, is not simply a story about the battle for survival in the wilderness, but also the tragic and resentful journey of a man buried by fate. Stamping. Under the talented hands of Clint Eastwood, who plays both the main role and the director, the film takes the audience into a dark, fierce world, where the law is just an ambiguity and personal revenge is the only way to find justice. The main character, Josey Wales, is a gentle farmer who is thrust into the brutal Civil War when his family is brutally murdered by a group of Union soldiers. His heart not only bled from loss, but also burned with hatred, turning Josey from a farmer into an outlaw. On his escape journey, he not only faces bounty hunters, but is also haunted by the ghosts of his past. The film is the perfect combination of intense violence and profound humane moments. Josey Wales, with wounds that have never healed, is forced to find himself in chaos between the line of hatred and salvation. With a sad voice and shots that never miss the target, the Outlaw Josey Wales creating a haunting and unforgettable American Western legend. This is not only the story of an outlaw, but also a picture of the resilience and tragedy of a man trying to find justice in a chaotic world. The lives and deaths of 14 actors who participated in the film The Outlaw Josey Wales. 1. Chief and George Lonewady. Chief Dan George, born July 24, 1899, is a figure not only prominent in the film industry, but also a cultural symbol of Canada's Indigenous people. He was chief of the Salish people and was known for his deep patriotism and leadership. Not only stopping at protecting the rights of Indigenous people, George also uses art to raise awareness about the lives of his community. His role in The Outlaw Josey Wales, 1976, as Lonewady brought global acclaim, as he acted with the calm, humor, and wisdom of someone who had experienced much pain in his life. However, the peak of his career was his role in the movie Little Big Man, 1970, for which he received an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. With a gentle yet resilient demeanor, Chief Dan George portrayed the image of North American Indians oppressed and facing the brutality of history. In addition to cinema, George is also a writer, with poems and works about peace and solidarity between peoples. Chief Dan George's life, although long, cannot avoid the tragedies of aging and illness. He died on September 23, 1981, due to heart failure. His death is not only a loss for the cinema industry, but also a grief for the entire Canadian Indigenous community. He lived a meaningful life, constantly fighting for the rights of Indigenous people and leaving a lasting legacy in the hearts of those who loved him. 2. Sondra Locke, Laura Lee. Sondra Locke, born May 28, 1944, is a talented American actress, director, and singer. Her film career began to flourish when she was nominated for an Oscar for her role in the film The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, 1968. With her elegant beauty and sophisticated acting, Locke quickly became a sought-after Hollywood star. However, Locke's life was full of turmoil, especially in his relationship with Clint Eastwood. The two met on set The Outlaw Josey Wales, 1976, and from there began a love affair that lasted 13 years. The relationship between Locke and Eastwood, although it began with love and passion, later became one of Hollywood's most famous legal disputes. When the relationship broke down, Locke accused Eastwood of hindering her career and using his influence to make her projects difficult. The legal battle lasted many years and deeply affected Locke's morale and reputation. After years of struggle with personal and professional challenges, Sondra Locke faced an even greater tragedy when she was diagnosed with breast and bone cancer. She passed away on November 3, 2018 at the age of 74. Locke's death was the end of a life full of talent, but also filled with conflicts and tragedies. For her fans, Locke will always be remembered as an outstanding actress and a strong woman who dared to fight for fairness in her life. 3. John Vernon Fletcher. John Vernon, born February 24, 1932, is a prominent actor with a decades-long career, mainly taking on villain roles in many famous films. With a deep, powerful voice and sharp appearance, Vernon has created characters that make viewers shiver. His role in The Outlaw Josey Wales, 1976, as Fletcher, one of the film's central villains, established Vernon's menacing presence in action and drama films. He is also famous for his roles in Animal House, 1978, where he played Dean Wormer, a domineering and obnoxious character, and many other films such as Dirty Harry and Charlie Varick. Vernon's roles often revolve around powerful, cruel, yet charming and intelligent characters, making him one of the most popular villains in film history. However, off-screen, Vernon's life is quite private and simple. He enjoys family life with his wife and children. But in the last years of his life, John Vernon's health gradually weakened. He underwent heart surgery in early 2005, but did not survive subsequent complications. Vernon passed away on February 1, 2005, leaving a big void in the hearts of his loving fans. John Vernon's passing is a great loss for cinema, but his legacy still lives on through the memorable villain roles he played on the silver screen. 4. Bill McKinney, Terrell. Bill McKinney, born September 12, 1931, is one of Hollywood's most characteristic actors with a cold, sharp, and violent acting style. With a face full of hatred and cold eyes, McKinney became an unforgettable villain in Western and action movies. He is best remembered for his role in the film Deliverance, 1972, a famous but controversial film where McKinney played a cruel trespasser in one of the most terrifying scenes in cinema history. McKinney's career continued to explode as he participated in a series of Western films such as The Outlaw Josey Wales, 1976, where he played Terrell, a ruthless murderer. McKinney's performance in such villain roles always brings a sense of harshness and tension, making him the top choice for uncompromising villains. Although McKinney's career shines with fierce villain roles, his real life is completely different. He loves nature, likes to write poetry, and lives a simple life, away from the glamour of Hollywood. However, towards the end of his life, McKinney faced lung cancer, which he believed was the result of smoking for many years. He passed away on December 1, 2011 at the age of 80. McKinney's passing is a great loss for Western and action films, where he made his mark with haunting and unforgettable roles. 5. Sam Bottoms, Jamie. Sam Bottoms, born October 17, 1955, is a promising young Hollywood actor, appearing on the big screen when he was only 15 years old in the movie The Last Picture Show, 1971. Bottoms' career quickly took off with emotional and complex roles, especially his role as Lance B. Johnson in the classic film Apocalypse Now, 1979, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. This role brought Sam Bottoms' name to its peak when he transformed into a young soldier deeply affected by the war in Vietnam. However, Sam Bottoms' career didn't quite turn out as dreamed. Although highly appreciated for his emotional and deep roles, he never escaped the shadow of other big stars and was forgotten in the heart of Hollywood. His career gradually stalled in the late 1980s, and although he continued to act in small films, Sam Bottoms never achieved the recognition he deserved. Tragedy came to Bottoms when he was diagnosed with brain cancer, a dangerous disease that quickly took his life on December 16, 2008, when he was only 53 years old. Sam Bottoms passed away to the regret of his fans, leaving behind a legacy of emotional roles, especially in Apocalypse Now. The film highlights the complexity and pain of young people caught up in tragic wars. 6. Royal Dano, 10 Spot. Royal Dano, born November 16, 1922, is an actor with a thin face and a deep and authoritative voice, making him the ideal choice for mysterious roles in series of Western films. He often appears in films as moody characters, often old farmers, priests, or adventurers with mysterious pasts. One of his memorable roles was in the movie The Outlaw Josey Wales, 1976, where he played 10 Spot, one of the bounty hunters. Dano's acting always gives the audience a feeling of both fear and curiosity, as if his character is hiding terrible things from the past. Dano's career spanned more than 4 decades, with many roles in classic films such as Moby Dick, 1956, E.T. the Right Stuff, 1983, besides famous Western films. However, Dano's health began to decline in his later years. He died on May 15, 1994, due to a heart attack. Royal Dano's death is the end of a life full of ups and downs and dedication to cinema. He left behind a legacy of mysterious, strange, but charismatic roles that few actors can match.
7. John Quade, comanchero leader.
Born on April 1, 1938, John Quade was never a leading face in Hollywood, but he always left a deep impression every time he appeared. With his sinewy, serious face and sharp eyes, he became the top choice for tough villain roles, especially in Western and action movies. Quade is famous for his roles in films such as High Plains Drifter and series with Clint Eastwood like Every Which Way But Loose. His role in the Outlaw Josey Wales is one of the roles that bears the mark of toughness and cruelty. As the leader of the Comanchero gang, Quade portrays the image of a man who does not hesitate to confront and is willing to kill to achieve his goals. Just like on screen, John Quade's appearance always brings a feeling of menace and tension. Although not a famous star, Quade lives a simple life and often stays out of the spotlight when not working. His life is a harmonious combination of art and family. However, in 2009, tragedy struck when he passed away on August 9th from a heart attack at the age of 71. John Quade's sudden passing left a huge void for those who loved him. Western films, where he helped create memorable villains. 8. Woodrow Parfrey, carpetbagger. Woodrow Parfrey, born October 5, 1922, is one of the special actors of the 20th century, with unique facial features and a nuanced, often quirky acting style. Parfrey is not a familiar name to all audiences, but to those who love the movies and TV shows of the 60s and 70s, he is an unmistakable face. Parfrey often plays eccentric characters, sometimes mysterious or eccentric men, creating an air of mystery to any story. Parfrey's role in the Outlaw Josey Wales was just one of dozens of supporting but important roles when he showed the sharpness and cunning of the character carpetbagger, a man who took advantage of the chaotic situation after the Civil War to make profit. Parfrey's career spans decades, from small on-screen roles to roles in larger films such as Planet of the Apes and Papillon. His life and career contributed to the creation of memorable film and television works, but tragedy struck him when Parfrey died on July 29, 1984 of a heart attack at the age of 61. His death is a great loss for the film industry, leaving a special mark in the hearts of audiences who loved the strange roles he portrayed. 9. Will Sampson, 10 Bears. Born on September 27, 1933, Will Sampson is a famous Indian actor, known not only for his acting talent but also for his contributions to the indigenous community. He became famous for his role as Chief Bromden in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 1975, the film that brought him global recognition. Sampson's performance gives this character emotional depth and humanity, making him a symbol of the fight for freedom and human rights in cinema. In The Outlaw Josey Wales, Sampson plays 10 Bears, an Indian chief with strength, wisdom, and pride. Sampson's character is not only a warrior, but also the embodiment of courage and pride in his roots, something he always carries with him in both his career and real life. However, Will Sampson's life did not last forever. He faced serious health problems in his later years, and in 1987 he underwent heart and lung transplant surgery. Although the surgery was initially considered a success, complications later led to his death on June 3, 1987 at the age of 53. Will Sampson's passing left a huge void in the village, cinema, and in the indigenous community, where he is not only an actor but also a symbol of the fight for Indian rights and culture. 10. Joyce Jameson, Rose. Joyce Jameson, born September 26, 1932, is an actress with unique talent and sharp beauty who has conquered the hearts of audiences through humorous roles, especially in comedies and films.
Television.
She appeared in many famous works such as The Apartment, 1960, and television shows such as The Andy Griffith Show. Jameson has the ability to bring laughter and joy to viewers with charming and humorous roles, but few people know that behind that brilliant career is a life full of internal struggles. Despite her success on screen, Joyce Jameson faced tragedies in her personal life. The ups and downs in her career and personal life left indelible marks on her. After many years of struggling with depression and psychological problems, tragedy occurred on January 16, 1987, when she chose to end her life by committing suicide with sleeping pills. Joyce Jameson's death left deep regret in the hearts of those who loved her, a talent extinguished too soon, and a heart that could not overcome the darkness of life. 11. John Russell, Bloody Bill Anderson. John Russell, born January 3, 1921, is one of the familiar stars of Western films, with a tall, cold appearance and deep eyes that always give off a majestic and mysterious aura. Russell became famous through Western films such as Law of the Plainsman and Rio Bravo, where he often plays strong, tough characters. His role in the Outlaw Josey is Bloody Bill Anderson, a brutal and uncompromising warrior, true to the image Russell has built over many years in the film industry. Russell's career spanned decades with countless lifelong roles, but like many other stars, he could not avoid health problems in old age. He battled emphysema, a disease that destroyed lung function and gradually weakened Russell. On January 19, 1991, he passed away at the age of 70 after many years of suffering from illness. John Russell's passing is not only a loss for Western films, but also the end of an era of cold but memorable villains. 12. Sheb Wooley, Travis Cobb. Born on April 10, 1921, Sheb Wooley is not only a talented actor but also a musician with great influence in popular culture. He is famous not only on screen but also in the music industry with the song Purple People Eater, a humorous and fun song that became a global phenomenon in the late 1950s. Wooley also appeared in many films and television shows, from westerns such as High Noon to other comedies and action films. In The Outlaw Josey, Sheb Wooley plays Travis Cobb, a supporting character but contributes to highlighting the story about the fierceness and brutality of war. Wooley is always someone who brings entertaining moments to the audience with his acting and musical talents. However, despite possessing a brilliant and colorful career, Sheb Wooley's life could not avoid tragedy when he was diagnosed with leukemia. After many years of fighting a serious illness, Wooley passed away on September 16, 2003, at the age of 82. His passing left a mark of sadness for both the music and film worlds, where he had contributed all talent and enthusiasm. The musical Purple People Eater will forever be a testament to the creativity and humor of Sheb Wooley, who transformed sadness and pain into joyful and vivid moments on both screen and stage. 13. Len Lesser, Abe. Len Lesser, born December 3, 1922, is one of the most talented comedians in American cinema. With a lovely face and natural acting ability, he often brings laughter and charm through his roles. Lesser is best known for his role as neighbor Uncle Leo in the classic comedy series Seinfeld, where he became an icon of delightful humor. Every time he appeared on screen, the audience couldn't help but laugh at his funny lines and humorous expressions. However, Lesser is not only attached to comedy roles in television series. During his decades-long career, he starred in many different films and television shows, including The Outlaw Josey, where he showed a different side of himself as Abe. Even though it's just a supporting role, Lesser's presence enriches the film's tone. Len Lesser's career spanned more than 50 years, and even at the end of his life, he continued to devote himself to art. However, time is unforgiving towards anyone. On February 16, 2011, Lesser died at the age of 88 from complications of pneumonia, an age-related disease. His death left regret in the hearts of the audience and those who loved him, but the legacy that Len Lesser left behind through his humorous roles will forever live in the hearts of the public. 14. John Mitchum, Al. Born on September 6, 1919, John Mitchum grew up in the shadow of his famous older brother, Robert Mitchum, but he also carved out an impressive career for himself as an actor. Although not as famous as his brother, John Mitchum has participated in many films and television shows, with roles mainly in the Western genre, where he proved his toughness and bravery. He appeared in many famous works, from Dirty Harry arrived The Outlaw Josey, where he plays Al, a character who is not too prominent but contributes to the authenticity of the fierce world that the film builds. John Mitchum's career spanned more than 40 years, and although he never reached the heights like his brother, he was still a familiar face to audiences who loved Western films. With his tough appearance and confident demeanor, Mitchum always knows how to leave an impression on the audience, even with supporting roles. Tragedy came at the end of his life, when he suffered a heart attack. On November 29, 2001, John Mitchum passed away at the age of 82, leaving grief in the hearts of fans and those who worked with him. He lived a courageous life, persistently pursuing an acting career for decades, and although he passed away quietly, John Mitchum's legacy remains forever in the dusty and harsh Western films in which he was a part. The Outlaw Josey is not only a classic Western film but also a witness to the ups and downs of lives of talented actors like Len Lesser and John Mitchum. Famous or not, each of them made significant contributions to cinema, and their deaths only highlight the tragedies and beauty of an unforgettable era of cinema. The tragic turns in their lives make the Outlaw Josey becoming a work that is not only memorable in terms of content, but also carries real-life stories full of emotions and regrets.